Let's meet Jeff, a service member who has been on active duty for 3 years. Jeff has been married to his partner, Cornell, for 2 years, and they are raising a baby together. Cornell works early mornings at a coffee shop and attends college classes in the afternoons. Jeff's day begins before dawn. He does the early morning feeding and then drops his son off at daycare as soon as the daycare opens so that Jeff can do PT time with his unit. Jeff is running late because he couldn't find the diaper bag or his keys. After PT, the NCO in Jeff's chain of command pulls him aside to ask him to take on some additional duties. These would interfere with the time that Jeff normally picks up the baby. Jeff feels like this request is really a command, and he's tired of discussing his concerns with his supervisor. Jeff maintains a positive attitude, but that doesn't seem to be enough to navigate the overwhelming challenges he faces at work. When Jeff gets home from work, Cornell is angry that he had to leave class early to pick up the baby since Jeff couldn't. Jeff is exhausted from work, so he decides to skip the cookout with the neighbors. It's much easier to have a bag of chips and a beer for dinner than to make anything, and Jeff falls asleep without eating much. How can Jeff approach his daily routine differently in order to achieve more work-life balance? Let's try this day again. This time, we'll add in some advice for Jeff to implement throughout the day. The night before, Jeff packs the baby's diaper bag, lays out his keys, charges his cell phone, and plans for the next day. He thinks about what goals he has for tomorrow, like arriving to PT on time, taking a lunch break, and getting home in time to go to the cookout. Because Jeff has a few extra minutes in the morning, he leaves a quick note of appreciation for his husband. When Jeff's NCO asks him to take on additional duties that afternoon, Jeff speaks up and voices his concerns about being able to pick up his son. Jeff works out a solution with the NCO that meets everyone's needs. Others in Jeff's working group overhear his conversation, and they work together to come up with an approach that allows them to finish the project by the end of the workday. Jeff walks to the DFAC for his lunch break instead of driving so that he can enjoy the sunshine and add some activity to the middle of his day. While eating, Jeff takes some time for himself and listens to a podcast he enjoys. The afternoon project goes well, and Jeff is able to pick his son up from daycare on time. Jeff and Cornell go to the cookout and enjoy spending time with their neighbors and friends while eating a full meal of burgers with all the sides. What are some of the things that Jeff did differently in the second go-round? Were those things difficult? Which one or two of those things could you implement into your own daily routine?